Let me ask you a little bit about media scrutiny, because some of the media networks have said, wonder why you don't go on some of the 24/7 cable networks. So what is your response to that?
Well, sometimes it just doesn't do any good. I mean, you set yourself up just to continually be mocked, you know, so sometimes that doesn't do any good. But what I have done in this campaign is, in reaching out to the American voters through our rallies, through the one-on-ones, through the small meetings that we've had, trying to get our message out, our plans for this country out there, minus the filter of some of the mainstream media, because that filter, as we see every day when we turn on the news, too often there is this opaqueness, there is this spin, this contortion of a person's words and intentions, and that does more harm than good. So it's a greater challenge for me and for John McCain to try to get our message out there without that filter of, I think, some of the world's media. It's a greater challenge, but again, it does make us work harder and try to reach more people, and that's why we're traveling around so hard and fast and aggressively across the U.S. is to reach more people.
There has been a lot of talk, at least in media circles, about everybody's a little confused as to, on the newspaper question that Katie Couric asked you, as to why you maybe didn't name some of the newspapers that you read, or why you answered it the way you did. And I'm curious, because a lot of people are like, well, why didn't she just say the New York Times or the Wasilla Journal or whatever? Can you clear that up a little bit, because that's still out there.
And it's not just that question, but it was some of the other questions that she asked me also, and it was, I guess, my being such an outsider from the Washington elite and the media elite, is the questions that she was asking me were, I kept thinking, why aren't you asking me things that really, really matter right now about our economy and about how we're going to win the war and about protecting our constitutional rights in this country? Some of the questions that were being fired to me, I was kind of impatient, and I think that showed. It's like, come on, Katie, let's talk about the things that really matter. And two, the other part of that was, I knew that whatever I threw out there, you know, whether it's the USA Today or New York Times or whatever I said, that's just more fodder for someone to not only mock, but to tear apart and presume to at least claim that that is a reflection of my own beliefs. So, you know, I just felt like, let's move on to the next question.